fans of Final Fantasy Randomizer, fans of Randomania, Wilkley, my tag team partner, the enforcer himself, Team Vorpal, Falconic FF. How are you?
Team Vorpal indeed. Well, I'm doing fantastic. We've got ourselves a mighty duck race here. We're just one Gordon Bombay short from having a team.
We are Mighty Ducks. Romulus's upper left-hand corner, undefeated. Shadow Walker doing lots of damage. Wappy out of nowhere, beating people left, right, and center. Tarnin is showing absolutely amazing. The first four graduates, Falconic, of what we kind of started earlier this summer with the new player races. Now they've gone from the Ducklings to the Mighty Ducks tonight.
Graduated from that Mighty Duckling pool, or the Duckling pool, into Mighty Ducks themselves, and now it's time to find out who's going to take home. I guess you can call it the valedictorian of the class. We're going to find out once and for all, is Romulus truly unbeatable, or one of the other Ducks going to take him out and take the crown for top student, as it were.
Romulus continues his undefeated streak. He's still undefeated. He's #1 for Final Fantasy Randomizer and SRL points. An incredible run. He's putting that on the line here, as these are our first four graduates to become Mighty Ducks from what it was that we called our Ducklings as our new players. Four forced party members tonight. Each player in this match, this is a special challenge match, selected a light warrior. Wappy started off, he took a black belt. Shadow Walker was second, he took a black mage. Tarnin was third, he took a fighter. But Falconic, Romulus was fourth, he took a second black belt.
I love it.
Why do you love it?
I love it just because so many people hate it. And it's really going to, unless I'm missing something, is there a no Dan rule in effect tonight?
Nope. Just as far as I know, I would look at letting go of potentially two of the black belts. It's a feasible option, certainly, but it sounds like you wouldn't do that at all.
No, in this case with these flags, I might consider danning one of them, because you just don't need two, and it just becomes an XP leech at that point. But another thing I might actually look for someone to do, and I wouldn't doubt if we don't see it tonight, is both of them taking a nap and just rolling with a fighter and a black mage, which is a little iffy due to no heals, but man, you get them leveled up, and who knows? We'll see.
Our players tonight are at the starting gates, and the gun is about to go off. This is a shard hunt tonight. Randomly, 24 shards will gain you access to the Temple of Fiends. Shortened Temple of Fiends. They're not going to have to go through the entire deep dungeon that it is, but there's going to be Fiend trap tiles, Falconic. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, floor and entrance shuffle. Veteran move from Shadow Walker. He does what the other three players do not do. He heads directly to Castle Canaria and digs out the mermaids. You can't find a better play than that, especially to be the first one to do it.
Yeah, Tarnin right behind him. Looks like Shadow Walker, while he was there, he's still not 100% sure on which rooms have mermaids and which ones have chests, but digging it out for sure. Tarnin looks like he went in just to get one item and then right back out.
The Sea Shrine is not incentivized. The only got in this match. The match was proposed by Shadow Walker for the first four Ducklings to graduate into Mighty Ducks. This is Special Challenge 2. Shadow Walker digs out the slab. That's a loose item. We estimate there's about 3 or 4 loose items. We believe it's 4. There's the second one. There's the canoe.
Wow.
Right in the beginning.
Wow. All right, so obviously the play here, and early, you're going to get a safe spot in the floor entrance, usually in the first 2 or 3 places you check. But to have mermaids right off the bat, you couldn't ask for anything better. That is a treasure trove.
Nit's actually joining us in chat, one of our lead developers. Really did a lot to develop the shard hunt. I remember playing this with Nitz in the beginning and absolutely love it. This is what these players wanted to play to maybe take out Romulus for the first time. Romulus was involved in Special Challenge 1, Falconic, and he took down the challenger, Wilkliosis, in that match.
He did. It was a good race, but unfortunately he fell a little bit short there, and he retained his title as undefeated, and here he is again. Still hasn't been beaten since he's joined SRL for Final Fantasy.
Getting the slab and the canoe this early, even really just the canoe, Falconic, I start to see the wheels turning pretty fast here. Do you naturally, in a match with 3 other players in a group of 4, these 4 players are pretty evenly matched. They've been playing together for the same amount of time. They're playing the same amount of flags. Does that kind of make you a little bit nervous? Does it make you kind of, oh boy, here we go?
No, it does the opposite to me. If I've
Mhm.
played with you enough times, I start to know your tendencies, so then I can start to kind of craft my game around. If in all the practice runs we've done together, if I've beaten you a good handful of times, then I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to play my game. But if you've gotten me every single time, I'm going to start to look back at those games and go, okay, what did he do that I didn't? How can I
Right.
capitalize on his mistakes? So no, there's a comfortable factor to it.
Exactly. This is a 4-person special challenge match. Special challenge match 2, like we talked about. Shortened Temple of Fiends Revisited. You're going to have to fight through 2 fiends. Either way, you can either go left or right. You'll get 1 of each, 2 of the 4, and then you'll go on to an alternate final boss tonight. There's 4 different final bosses. We'll get closer to that in just a little bit. Meanwhile, Romulus heads to, I believe it's the original Temple of Fiends, finds Melmond, and heads directly and translates the slab with the incredible Dr. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you can tell it's Temple of Fiends right off the bat just because of how gray and dreary everything is. And to be honest, it kind of fits Melmond. Fits the theme pretty well. They have the free bridge on tonight, though, and I think one thing you might want to just kind of keep your eyes peeled on when it's floor entrance shuffle, and the first floor of something that you enter is a dungeon. It really starts to show how somebody's going to play this game, whether or not they save and then go right back in and try to check it out, or if they just make a note of it being a dungeon and continue on and try to just get as much map knowledge as they can.
Shadow Walker heads toward the original Provoca, finds the city of Lefane. I believe Romulus has found Bahamut, but I'm not sure exactly where Bahamut was.
Yeah, I didn't catch where Bahamut was, but I did see the floor for it.
Floor and entrance shuffle, 300% enemy stats, up to 300%, 250 on boss stats tonight, 24 shards. If you take out...
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. We have our first fiend sighting. What was that? Dwarf Cave that had Tiamat 1.
So we got our first fiend sighting. If you take out Tiamat 1, 4 shards is what it's worth, potentially. 4 shards for Kraken, 2 for Lich, and 2 for Carry, I believe what it is. Nitz, our developer, could certainly be able to confirm that. Lighting the orb, essentially. You can take out the fiend, but if you don't light the orb, well, you're not going to get too very far. Wappy finds out that information now. Lower right-hand corner of your screen, that Tiamat is there. There is no required Warmech tonight. Warmech will be normal, kind of like the olden days, 30 years ago with the game. Provoca has been found by Romulus. This is in the original Marsh Cave. Level 2 Magic Falconic, the Pirates, a little bit of early experience, and a key item.
And a key item for sure. I'd be curious to see if Rom checks the white magic. That would... especially if he dans at 2 black belts, you'd want to class change at that point. The knight's going to be able to learn some of those level 2 white spells. It'd be nice to go ahead and get the information now so that if you class change, you know where to go back to. It looks like he skipped it. Just went straight to black magic, saved, and now he's fighting the pirates.
Northwest Castle entrance leads to a complete dead-end Cardia Islands. Tarnin, after translating the slab, is the to jump over to Lefane. And I'm not sure what he picked up there. He got, was it the cube?
Yep, picked up the cube.
So Tarnin's the first with the cube. Remember, this is floor shuffle. You could run into a cube block. Tarnin's the first one with that advantage. He's going to head clockwise with the canoe. Now, if you're going clockwise as Tarnin is here, Falconic, are you... What do you do? Are you looking Ice Cave, Volcano? Are you looking Crescent Lake, save in the middle? What's your idea to do here?
Well, my idea is to not go this way.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a dangerous trek already. Even if you're just booking it straight from Provoca down to Crescent Lake, that alone is deadly. But like you said, you're here. You have the canoe. It's entrance floor shuffle. Anything could be anything. You have to go to the Ice Cave. You have to. And that's such a deadly trek at these low levels that the safer play would have been to go around the west side down to Elfland. But maybe he's doing something that he thinks others won't. Floater.
The floater is found by Romulus from when he took out the pirates. Canoe and floater in hand. The adamant is our vendor item, Falconic. It's available in Provoca. Not going the way that Tarnin did. Looks like it was the play here. And I like to go the other way, the way that Romulus and Shadow Walker did here, because you get those 2 entrances that are right next to each other, an Elfland and Elfland Castle. And those can provide another town, something quick, a few different options that are right next to each other. That's why I like to go that way.
Well, I like it for that reason, and as well the fact that you're passing by the Dwarf Cave, you're going to pass by Northwest Castle, then you have Marsh Cave, so you've got 3 extra entrances there, which in this case it's pretty much currency.
Level 2 white magic, learnable. They don't have a red mage because they didn't select them. But the knight will have access to Cure and Fade should the tail be found and class change be had. And we've already seen Bahamut, so we're only really missing the tail.
We have. Tarnin just got a quick peek at one of our first item shuffle items. It is a Harm 4 Gauntlet.
Okay.
Not bad.
I like it. I'll take 2.
Very situational, but
Mm-hmm.
floor and entrance, you're gonna see a lot of places where Harm 4 is gonna come in handy.
Now, does something like that make, because we talked in the beginning of the broadcast, Falconic, about, do you let go of 1, maybe even 2 of the black belts? Having something like a Harm 4 Gauntlet could start let you, okay, I'll definitely keep 1 black belt if you were thinking about maybe letting go of 2 of them, as Romulus's just gets obliterated by ghosts, and he's leaving. He's tucking tail.
I'll talk about a fight that Harm 4 could come in handy.
It would be in an ice cave floor sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Eye mages, of course, wraiths, mummies if you hit a waterfall early. Zombols, should you do Castle Ordeals, because Castle Ordeals is the only incentivized location other than the normal NPCs.
I bet you Rom would have liked to have had that Harm 4 against those ghosts just then.
Mm-hmm. Tarnin's getting destroyed. He has to reset. Wappy making his way to the Ryukon Desert. Wappy is our first player tonight. Our first player of the Mighty Ducks in the air, starting to fly around like a mallard.
Starting to fly around, got his wings. The joke kind of wrote itself there. I'm very impressed with you.
Finds a pro ring in, is that Crescent Lake? In Crescent Lake?
It looks like it. He literally just went straight north when he got that floater or the airship, and then there's Nuke. Level 6, not bad.
Where are you going now?
Sarda. You've already been up to Provoke It. Well, yeah. Well, Wappy hasn't seen Provoke It yet, has he?
I don't believe he has.
Yeah, so Provoca, and then I'm heading east towards. I'm heading east over towards Sarda just to see what that item. So the rod,
Wappy gets the rod from Crescent Lake and the Confused Old Man. Tarnin has found a rather lucrative Sky Castle floor. I believe he's in the Elfland entrance area. No, he's. Oh, I'm sorry. He's still in the ice cave. Falcon, I found myself banging my head against the wall here, essentially, in this situation, trying to do this, and I find myself falling behind without like warp or exit or something like that. We'll see how Tarnin handles it.
See, this is it's a tough decision, right? Because you're low level, so everything in here is almost guaranteed death, except if it's not. If you can just get 1 win, you're going to get so many levels off of it that the payout in turn lets you take on more and more. So you could spend 5-10 minutes just trying to win that first fight, but if you can do it, suddenly you can take on more fights and you're dwarfing everybody's levels in no time. I think this is just a treasure.
Romulus is wandering around outside Crescent Lake, a fairly common play, looking for peeds, something along those lines, gets an unrunnable giant. We've got to turn down encounter rate here, and that's why it took so long for Romulus to get a fight. It looks like he abandoned that idea right then and there. In this type of match, lower encounter rate, I just don't really see a need for that. You want to use the trap tiles.
Yeah, I don't like that. Anytime the encounter rate's been turned down, there's just no reason to go looking for fights unless it's, like you said, a trap tile that you know is guaranteed.
We'd like to thank the godfather of Team Vorpal. It is Mr. Versetti joining us, taking care of the tracking tonight for these 3 Mighty Ducks. These 4 Mighty Ducks here tonight on Randomania. We'd certainly have to thank them for hosting us as well. And the buzzsaw, Manochi85, taking care of the restreaming, getting us all going. Probably eating some cookies right now.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. In fact, I'd put money on it.
I would too.
So
Wappy starting to dig into the Earth Cave. He's going to find the floor that Tarnin did. He's in the original Ice Cave entrance. Warp has been located alongside Nuke. It is level 6 black magic. A little expensive, and it's going to be a while till they get charges.
A little bit. So you're looking at, level 20, if I recall correctly for that? Close to
15?
15, 20. 20 for level 7, 16? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's 15 or 16 for the black mage.
But yeah, he's right on Tarnin's tail. He's going to find the ship that Tarnin found in the 4 free chest just before Sky 4F. Kind of tucked there on the west-hand side. But with the airship, the ship's not going to give you anything other than, the XP boost?
Yep, there is a small XP boost that these players have put in there. And every little bit helps, especially early. I'd like to tell you about the League coming up. It's League Season 2. here in the Final Fantasy randomizer community. We've got, gosh, over 50 people signed up already. Individual and team play, Falconic. We got 3 players in this match that are on a team. They're Team DuckTales. It's Shadow Walker, Romulus, and Wappy. Their 4th partner, Arson Horse. So add him to the mix, and that's a pretty formidable team.
It is. It's not one that I want to play against. Luckily, I don't have to play against any of these guys, because it seems like since that last tournament ended, nothing but just increase in play styles and difficulty across the board. So I'm going to have fun watching it for sure.
The original Sarda's Cave, Shadow Walker dug out the Dwarf Cave. So you've got key-locked area there. You got turning in the adamant, TNT. That could be a big thing coming up here in the future, because it's not buried, 10 floors deep. It's right in the beginning.
Yeah, I've had some seeds where, unfortunately, the dwarves are buried pretty deep, and if you go in more than one, or if you go in without having all the items, you're going to double dip and triple dip and sometimes quadruple dip, and that just feels, to have it that early is really nice. Looks like we've got Wappy doing a veteran move here.
I like it. Just testing out the waters, and he gets some lobsters, and hit the reset button, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's on that tile though, and this is a very not well-known fact. That tile he stepped on was lobster. Mm-hmm. If he would have ran, even if people died, that's fine. If he could get one person to run and take a step left, it's a different tile.
It is.
It is, and then you can go down, and it would be that same, we'll call it B tile. So you could get past the lobsters and then just walk back and forth on 2 tiles that are not lobsters. And maybe eyes, who knows?
I talked with Shadow Walker before the match, and he actually ran a practice seed where he let go of both black belts. And I thought he did quite well. I watched the whole thing with him. He looks like he's letting go of 1 black belt right now. And all other players, except for Tarna, who just lost one and got whacked, running all 4 light warriors. A little early here. We're not even at the 15-minute mark. So we'll see how strategies potentially change. It looks like most players are hovering right around 2 and 3 forces. Romulus has just got his 3rd. Tarn has 3. So other than the route divergence, pretty even on paper so far.
Yeah, it's pretty even. I think if it's me, I'm going 3. I'm danning 1 black belt. I'm going to have the fighter or the knight as the tank. He's going to do his job that he always does. He's going to do it well. The black mage is, of course, there for all the AoEs you can throw out. And then, like you said earlier, the black belt. Throw the harm 4s on him. Let him do something until he starts to get up that evade, that attack, and he starts to become his own independent man. It doesn't need any friends or partners.
Shadow Walker thinks about it, gets blocked by bats, takes the trap tile, and runs into 6 unrunnable waters. And you can hear it. He's trying to bane waters. Good luck. And he has to reset. You could see the in him, couldn't you?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating for sure, but just doesn't have any kind of firepower right now to take a fight like that.
Right. Question from chat. Massive Main, first off, thank you for joining us here at Random Mania. About the random encounter rate. The overworld encounter rate right now, as Wappy picks up his ship, is at 40% of normal. And the dungeon encounter rate when you enter a dungeon, whether it's the Titan's Tunnel or the Earth Cave, is 60%.
So I like it. It kind of calls back to what you were saying earlier when we were seeing, I think it was Rom trying to take a fight outside of Crescent Lake. At 40%, you're just not going to find a fight in time to make it worth your while.
Trap tile shuffle obviously is on. Victim of that. It can work against you. It can for you. It can be almost indifferent. Romulus has entered the original ice cave. He's going to find that sky castle, and he's looking for just the end here. Look at him. He's not doing anything. He's just looking for what is the destination. That was the strategy that I employed against Romulus when he beat me last week or 2 weeks ago in Special Challenge 1. And he looks like he's changed a little bit, maybe adopted a different type of strategy here.
I like that strategy for sure. It can be a little lucrative sometimes to just kind of stay on the floor that you found and dig it up. But it's also beneficial to know what's the end here. How many floors deep is this going to be? What kind of floors do I have to see going past here? If it's a cube lock, you can always walk yourself back and check those floors again, or just reset and come back to them. But I'll take the knowledge over diving for the chest most times.
Shadow Walker took another wipe in that same dungeon area. Said he's had it with it. That's where Wappy's headed right now. Leaves, goes to the original Earth Cave, and runs into a dead end. Shadow Walker's not having much. He's just picking the wrong areas.
He is. I'm surprised we
Yeah.
didn't see anybody kind of divert towards the Cardia Isle. Right?
A lot of
'Cause
entrances up there.
a lot of entrances. You have no idea what they could be. I'm going to go ahead and guess that one of those is going to hold our Canaria Castle.
Yeah.
You would hope to find Temple of Fiends as well, so you can take out Garland and pick up Princess Sarah and have 2 items, but we'll see. It looks like everyone's stuck to the inner sea or just on the outskirts. We're staying in the southern hemisphere. We haven't gone north yet.
And other than Romulus, who did just a little bit of, I want to find the end here. We're not seeing that strategy of, I'm going to go to the Carter Islands and I'm trying to find a town. I'm going to try to find Elfland. Elfland has level 3 and 4 magic. It's so powerful. We have found, obviously, the Vendor Atom. It is the Adamant. That's where Tarnan is right now. Tarnan's still not hit with the airship. And I got to think that that's based upon the decision to, go clockwise. And sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you can nitpick on every single decision somebody makes here in the game. I think we did agree that the west side's the safer side, and maybe that's why he didn't do it. He's trying to be a bold duck, as it were. Unfortunately, it just kind of didn't work out for him on this one, but who knows? When he gets up in the air and flying and he starts taking off, maybe he goes over towards the Cardia Isles, like we said. Maybe he makes a decision later that more than makes up for this one.
We talked a little about it just a little bit. The league starts up here. Gosh, almost pretty much a week from now. 8 stages, individual play and team play. Shadow Walker, Romulus, Wappy, and Arson Horse, 3 of their players on the screen right now, forming the DuckTales team. My favorite team, though, Falconic, it's got to be the team headed by Split Punched and Rainbow Poogle, the meme team.
Oh, that's your favorite? I got a different one. I'm going with Team Friendmech, just because of the flag. Friendmech. If you haven't seen it yet, it's fantastic. It's a friendly war mech, if you can believe it.
I have a hard time believing that. We'll check it out after the race. There's also the Lit Warriors, the Hangry Canuck and Girl Drink Drunk. I can't imagine why they named themselves that. Dragon Armor picked up from Shadow Walker.
And the Adamant turn-in actually led to the Herb. So we did find Elfland, like you were talking about. It was in Cardia Grassy. So we've already got somebody making their way up there. I think it was Ron Ulysses here. We're going to find out how good that level 3, level 4 is. But more importantly, we're going to see what the other entrances are. Here's another interesting thing here as well. With Item Magic Shuffle, we've got a lot of runners that just don't make it a priority to check weapon and armor shops after the first town or two. And that'll bite you if you do that in an item shuffle. If you forget that anything could be in there and you never really know. So we'll see how that turns out.
Wappy wandering around Elfland. Fast is at level 4. Brack in the black magic area. There's a Harm shirt for sale for Tarnan. Opal, no, he's selling it.
Yeah.
We only have, in these flags, we only have the random item. Do not have random weapons and armor. So we're not going to find something like the Vorpal sword, the endgame weapon for sale. You're not going to see something like that for sale at this.
And that's fine. It's so powerful, there really shouldn't exist more than one in the game.
I agree. Shadow Walker continues his 3-man light war strategy. Going to take on the Nachos. They had Death Touch in his previous one, and they absolutely obliterate Bill. Ted, only Ted is left of Bill and Ted to try to continue on this excellent adventure, right?
That's just one enemy that, I don't ever want. I don't care if it's down to just vanilla, 100%. If Lobsters never showed up on my screen again, it would be too soon.
Man-cats. Tarnan has his airship and has joined the crew of these mighty ducks to fly in the air. Birds of a feather flocking together here. Right around the 22-minute mark of this match. 24 shards, a shortened Temple of Fiends where you have to fight at least 2 fiends, and then an alternate final boss. We've got 4 different kinds of ultimate final bosses here. And one of them, Falconic, the dreaded Warmech and friends.
Yeah, it's not my favorite by any means, but I think the Fun Dead pack has proven more than a few times to be potentially the worst one of them all. Those phantoms will get you if they roll
will
high.
blast you.
So we'll see which one they get here. Double Dragon, I think we saw earlier in practice. I haven't seen
Yep.
that for a while until I saw it today, so maybe we'll see it again.
Wappy has reset out of the castle ordeals. I believe, is Shadow Walker in castle ordeals as well? I believe. It's Cardia Double Bottom, the 2 entrances on the lower side, is castle ordeals. This is the only incentivized location.
I'm going to go ahead and call the key being found here. What about you?
Look in the crystal.
Crystal? All right, well, if the crystal leads to the key, that's a win for me. Looks like Tarnin's digging out Volcano. We do have 2. A lower part of your screen, Wappy and Shadow Walker both in ordeals, the only incentivized location. Ulysses has found the armory.
The armory floor. Unrunnable Peds.
Better
Fire
hope
3.
they don't have anything.
They don't have much hit points. That's for sure.
Well, that's a welcome sight.
Levels 10 and 11, pretty much across the board for Romulus. A bunch of birds for Tarnin. Both players on the top of your screen keeping all 4 light warriors up and upright. Wappy with 1 down. Shadow Walker had 1 down for quite a while.
Yeah, I just don't know that I agree with keeping all 4 alive. Maybe they don't intend to. They just haven't gotten an enemy to help them out there. But if it were any other class, rolling 4 on these flags, totally fine. But right now, those black belts, they're pretty much useless. You're rolling around with 2 people that really aren't contributing anything at all. All they're really doing is preventing your other guys from leveling up faster.
You know, is it Wappy has to reset out of castle ordeals again?
Oof.
Shadow Walker's able to get through, but he runs into Bones with stone poison. He's got 2 light warriors that have been frozen solid. He's got to reset. He knows that he's leaving, even though he knows the path.
Man, I hope he wrote that path down, because if he didn't,
okay.
He saved someone. Okay,
back.
Yeah, he saved somebody else. Okay.
Wappy is
that's gonna make Marsh Cave not so fun.
Now the Bones have ambushed Wappy. They've ambushed him, but all 3 Bones they only used a fire and sleep. They haven't used the stone poison. So Wappy might be able to get away with this here and not even have to deal with that.
Randomizer's gonna randomize. If he gets through this fight without seeing it, he might not know what's waiting for him in Marsh.
Mm-hmm. Tarnin has found the waterfall. Now the robot is an incentivized NPC here, and he's tearing through this. This could be the Mystic Key. This could be the loot. This could be, a lot of different things. It could be...
Ooh, that trap tile, though, that's not fun. Let's see how much health they have, though. Looks like the Catman...
Not too bad.
Not horrible. Trying to run away here. No warp yet. He's going to have to hit that one again. And like you said, that robot is going to give an item, so it's not like you can just refresh out of it. Unless the item's just, the canal or something. But...
Could be the canal. We found the ship already.
Mm-hmm.
Free bridge was on, so it could be a cabin. It's the chime.
Chime?
Tarnin's our first player in the Mighty Duck match to pick up the chime. He also gets a force to go along with that. Tarnin with... Get about 5 parts? 6 parts for Tarnin. I think he might be our leader at this point.
I think so as well, which is funny because he's the one that went the direction we said that we probably wouldn't early.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, floor entrance. What does chime pickup mean for you?
Anyone who saw that match, this special challenge 1, it was 2 weeks ago, was myself against Romulus. Hidden in the Mirage Tower, which requires the chime to get into, is an entrance. It was Elfland. Romulus found the chime. His opponent never did. Level 3 and 4 magic. It could be a fiend, a required fiend. Not in Shard Hunt or in this, gather so many treasures, but it could be everything. It could be nothing. It could be a whole lot of things, but my experience, Falconic, has been it's usually been...
Yeah, I don't think that anywhere in the code it actually says so, but it just feels like the randomizer loves to put something important. Mm-hmm. Almost always. But this now makes, looking down at Wappy's screen, this is the second town in Cardia Isles that we know of, at least so far. Mm-hmm. So Cardia Isles, and again, when you're doing item shuffle, towns, they're gold, because you have a chance to go into you get a chance to go into weapon and armor shop and find potentially like a nuke helmet, maybe, if you get lucky.
Yeah, something that you don't find till in the late game that's buried. Mm-hmm. You don't know that. A Luke helmet, a Cure Force shirt.
Oh yeah, I saw Invis 2 staff in one of my runs earlier in the week. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Oh, it's great. Wappy starts to dig a new area of Marsh Cave, checking the linked chests. How often do you see that chest checked?
Well, veteran move on his part, because you don't do that unless you haven't seen the north side, which he hasn't.
The Mazmoon? Mazmoon. Mr. Versetti, our tracker, the Godfather, has indicated that the Mazmoon was found. Oh, he's getting rocked, though. Shadow Walker has the Mazmoon, but he's actually... Oh, he gets obliterated by the trap tile that wasn't even in the original game of Nagas and Waters. Shadow Walker's struggling here, Falconic. He's just getting walloped.
He is, but he got the knowledge there that it's the Mazmoon. So what I would do is fly away and never go back to Ordeals, because there's just no reason for it. It's just the Mazmoon. Who cares?
Well, Ordeals had a chime. No, Ordeals had.
No, Ordeals was it was the Mazmoon in the key chest, or in the rat tail chest.
Okay.
We got chime from Robot and Waterfall.
Right.
So you know that going to Ordeals is going to give you the Mazza, and you've already wiped. Do you care? Do you go back?
Upper right-hand corner of your screen, Tarnan has found the cube block. He's going to go ahead and check that trap tile, use the cube, and he finds a pretty lucrative floor from the volcano. Already got a force out of there. Some trap tiles in here, too. He's probably going to take a couple of them. This could be a critical moment in this match now. Just shy of 30 minutes for Tarnan. Does he get some levels? Does he get some treasure? Because he is the first to explore this right now. Crawls with Fire 2 starting to give it to Romulus.
That's a deadly fight. Fire 2, and you've got Stone Poison. Just not what you want to see. It looks like the Prince being woken up gave us the Oxyale, and I believe we've seen Onrak, unless I'm mistaken. If we haven't, when we do find it, we'll be able to go straight into that other entrance.
Wallhammer has been dug out from Tarnan in the volcano. The King of Canaria gave us the crystal. I do not believe we have located Matoya quite yet. There's another bone encounter for Romulus.
So King of Canaria, did I miss Canary Castle being found?
We both did.
All right.
Mr. Versetti, the Godfather, let us know on that one exactly where it was. Level 9 and 10 for Tarnan, a little bit behind Stone Poison from the bones. Doesn't even hit Romulus.
Wow.
Bulletproof himself. Cannot be touched by the bones.
I'm starting to think this game's rigged.
The original Gaia was the location of Canaria Castle. That's a Tiny Fairy joining us in chat. What great work a Tiny Fairy has done in our community in such a short time, Falcona. Great work. Tracker system and everything.
And that the tracker that was made cannot be kind of boasted on more. Just a fantastic job. I believe she's looking at customizing it so that you can input flags and it'll automatically kind of arrange itself to help you out with that. But anything to help out the new players, and she's certainly done that with the tracker. Very, very welcome.
Shadow Walker heads to the original guy and finds Canaria Castle. He's going to pick up his crystal. No one's ventured towards Lefane from what I've seen. No one's gone to the original castle Ordeals. And Tarnan, to my knowledge, is the only one with the chime. I don't believe he's headed toward, unless he's there right now, the Mirage Tower. I would go there immediately.
I would.
Yeah.
As soon as you know that you've got the chime, I would head over to that way, just because, again, entrances are everything. It's all about figuring out what each location is, and that kind of gives you an idea of what the game's trying to tell you. Because the game does, as cheesy and as weird as it sounds, the game talks to you while you're playing. You get an item here,
yes.
And you know what I mean?
Yes, it screams for you to go a certain way.
Start to pick up on the language of what it's trying to tell you. You get that early ship and you're like, okay, not so bad. I'd love to see the canoe, and then all of a sudden the game gives you a canal and you're like, okay, it's going to be one of those. Gotcha.
Wappy has entered the area of the waterfall in the original Onrak. He's the first to explore that area I've seen.
Tarnan on one of the most deadly floors in the game.
Ugh. Trap tile shuffled here. There are lobsters. You can find something here. 3 dragons, 3 eyes, a group of 9 imps and grimps. A lot of different things that could happen.
So that's a good point, though. Some of these rooms have multiple trap tiles surrounding a single chest. Do they know that? And if so, do they take advantage and test the waters, as it were, and see what kind of fights they can get themselves into?
2 more forces for Tarnan on this floor. Wappy has located the Fiend of Fire, Carrie. checking out the red dragon chest area. Finds 2 red dragons, Falconic. Interesting.
Interesting, but they look a little beefy.
Yeah.
They give a lot of XP though. That's a quick way to get yourself a level 21 black belt.
Turning in the adamant into the dwarf cave yielded the herb. Shadow Walker herb in hand heads directly to Elfland Castle to wake up the prince, who's got some sort of sleeping problem. Picks up his Oxyale.
Here's the Sharknado trap tile, and it's 4 red hydras.
Not bad. Not bad if you're looking, except for when they ambush you. They ambush Tarnin, multiple hits, 3 hits, 4 hits. Tarnin's on the ropes a little bit. Only his fighter can take damage, and he gets away.
Doing too bad. If I'm seeing that correctly there, it looks like Wappy was he able to get the Mazmoon out of ordeals successfully?
I'm not sure. I know Shadow Walker, I believe, perished.
Yeah, Shadow perished. I don't think he has the Mazmoon anymore, but I could have sworn I just saw Wappy swinging it, and he was doing it up against the those red dragons, which if he could take them out, that's the way to get I would get that black belt to 21 right now.
Does Wappy have pure potions?
If he does, he's a sadist, and he's just letting that knight suffer for no reason.
He's got a Bane stick. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good indeed, just not against those waters.
Yeah, I like Tarnin's position here with the shards. Mr. Persetti pointing out in chat he's got about 10. I figured he had about 8. So I think he might be a little bit of our leader here. I believe Romulus is going through the waterfall. Nope, he's running out of somewhere.
Ooh. Oxyale in Onrak leads to the first floor of Mirage. Pretty good collection of chests there, but more importantly, I think pretty much everything on that floor, well, not everything. There's a lot of enemies here that you could take out with that Bane stick and get up some good levels, for sure.
Wappy continues his poison limping. I don't think he's got pure potions.
He must not.
Oh, that is the Mazmoon that Wappy is wielding. So Wappy right now is our only player with the potential endgame weapon, high damage dealing, very versatile Mazmoon, it looks like.
There it is. Shadow Walker has found the Vorpal.
Oh!
And that might actually be vanilla Vorpal location. It's definitely the same floor. He just has to class
armor.
change.
Look at the Vorpal down there, Falconic, on Shadow Walker's screen. You can see the energy. Shadow Walker used the Vorpal earlier today in a practice match. I was working with him on it. We were talking about tonight's match. He used the Vorpal to gain a very, very good time. Except when Chimeras obliterate your party. Vorpal can't help you with that one because you can't equip it. You got to be a big boy to bring out the game changer.
Takes two big hands, and unfortunately right now he's running around with 2 kids.
Tarnin running out of this shuffled dungeon. Romulus knows Castle Ordeals is incentivized. Trying to run through the pillar maze. Our players earlier, both Wappy and Shadow Walker had trouble in order a little bit.
Or yeah, that last trap tile right before you get to the throne with the Nogs in the waters, just gonna be deadly. Wappy apparently was able to get it done though. Has the Mazmoon taking on Carry, which if he gets this kill, which it looks like he's going to, it's gonna give him 2 free shards. There it is. So as soon as he steps on that tile, which would normally light the orb, he's now been granted 2 extra shards. So it's a viable strategy. If you don't want to go digging for all of your shards, find the fiends and take them out.
7 shards for Wappy after taking out Carry. Tarnin is struggling. Tarnin is on the ropes. He's down to 1 black belt with 3 HP trying to fight a gray shark. More punches, takes out the gray shark with 3 HP.
Cutting it a little bit close there, but if there's any
10.
character that's going to survive and win the fight solo, that's the one you want. Did Wappy just find another fiend?
Another fiend for Wappy. He runs right into Lich. Tarnin trying to get out of this Q block area with no heal potions left. Good thing he's got a lower encounter rate. Trying to get out. He's close. Wappy runs into the group of arachnids. They don't seem to be dangerous, though. Tarnin gets out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Those arachnids with crack? Are they carachnids?
Oh. I spoke too soon. Wappy's... He's going back in for Lich. I can't blame him.
It's like my mother always said when I was growing up, Crachnids be whack. Just avoid them at all costs. And I lived by those words to this day. But wow, we've already seen Tiamat's floor. We know that's in the vanilla dwarf location. He's already taken out Carry.
Basically.
Lich coming up now. Unless I missed it, have we found Kraken's floor?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, that's... I mean, granted, he's only found the Fiends that give 2, but they're 2 easy ones, so that's 4 shards. He doesn't have to go looking for another chest.
Shadow Walker finds the Fiend of Fire Carry. If I'm Shadow Walker, I've got to feel discouraged. Multiple places he took perishes. He's not out of this at all. Other players have been struggling, but you just don't know that.
It's upsetting. It can definitely put you on tilt to where you start to think, okay, there's no way everyone else is doing as bad as I am. But again, maybe that's the thing that changes up your strategy. Maybe he's looking at this and going, you know what, I was going to do 3 people. It's just not working out for me. Maybe I go the cheesy way and just go for the all-out, all chips in the middle, put it on the black belt. Just get this black belt up. He might go desperation mode and kill off the fighter and the black mage and just rock a level 50 if he can get it.
It's an option. Definitely an option. Romulus makes his way to the final floor of Castle Ordeals. We'll see if he struggles here like the other players did. He's got pretty good armor. He's got a heal 3 shirt I saw. He's in a little bit better shape to take on getting out of here.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Mazmoon pickup. Immediately equips it on Dewey. Wappy has found the Marsh Cave split. He heads up and finds Sarda.
Sarda's good. I don't like Marsh knowing what the bones have, but free item from Sarda here. We'll see what it is.
We'll take it. It's the ruby. Yeah.
The ruby, not exactly the best thing in the world. You'll be able to get the 4 chests. I mean, maybe something's in the 4 chests, but again, that's just XP.
Right.
No sign of the crown yet.
No.
I'm wondering if that's going to be buried under a couple of fetch quests there. We're going to find out soon what Astos has, if we can locate Astos.
The loot is given to our players at the beginning of the game here. It's the design of Shard Hunt, is to get past the Black Orb, so that you can enter the Temple of Fiends, whether it be a short one or a long one, in this case the short one. The Mystic Key. So important because it gives so many access to so many chests, and grabbing those forces or shards or chunks or czars, not required. You don't need it.
You don't need it, but yeah, like you said, there's just too many chests that are behind those locked doors that in a run like this are probably going to pay out with some shards here. So you're definitely going to want to find it for sure. So it looks like Titans West was actually Titans West. Did I see that right? Because I definitely saw the Titan there. So if Wappy can make his way there with that ruby, he can find out what's in those 4 chests.
Romulus is in the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is kept intact. The bottom floors with any type of drop downs. He's gonna do it, Falconic. He did not do this in his match two weeks ago, and it helped him to victory, because it would have hurt him, and hurt him a lot had he done it. But he's gonna take, and he gets 3 Agamas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with it not being incentivized, a lot of times I'm not going to. But he's got the Mazmoon now. He's got 2 black belts and the Harm 4 gauntlet. So he's well equipped to come through here, and trap tiles could work out. And look, they did.
Also, the exit is an actual exit. He won't actually have to walk out. Without access to warp, I don't think he's got it. He doesn't have any charges, even if he bought warp at level 6 for his black mage. He'll have to walk through it twice in a normal outage, but it will take you out, and you don't have to like backtrack out. And he gets a ribbon. Add that to the list.
So that's his 2nd ribbon, I believe.
2nd ribbon for Romulus is bulletproof himself. Heal 3 shirt, ribbons. He's got, I believe it's 7 shards. Our shard leader, we believe right now, is Tarnin.
Yeah, Tarnin may have the shard lead, but Rom is starting to slowly look like himself. He's starting to become a little bit invincible here with his armor, with the levels. He's got decent spells going on with the black mage. I like the way he's set up here. I don't think it's going to take him long at all to catch up.
Shadow Walker takes out the Fiend of the Earth Lich. Gets attacked by 2 trolls that are kind of giving him a little bit of trouble. He's stunned now. He's got 2 warriors that are stunned. He takes out with the Bane Staff one of the trolls, but he's got 2 warriors stunned, and the Bane Staff comes through. Poison Smoke bails Shadow Walker out of the encounter right after Lich to light his I believe it's his 1st orb. and get 2 shards. That was close.
It is close. Again, you don't get those shards until you make that step right there, which he did. So that could have been disastrous, but he was able to get away from it. Bane coming through again.
Wraith's giving it to Romulus's here in the Ice Cave. He's lost Dewey. I believe Dewey was the Mazmoon wielder, unless he moved it. Fire 3 makes quick work of the Wraiths, though. Let's see how Romulus attempts to adjust here after losing one of his warriors. He's going to move the Mazmoon to the other black belt. Going to move the ribbon down. Look at the experience here.
He's getting close to where that black belt, he's not there yet, but he's getting close to where the black belt doesn't need to have that Mazmoon equipped or to have that armor equipped. We'll see if he continues to go there. Some people start to feel good around 21 to 25. Other people say, no, you don't unequip armor on a black belt until you get to 32 at least, if even then. I like it, though. I like the fact that he's given that black belt something to do. Put the Mazmoon on him. Let the fighter use other weapons for now.
Mm-hmm.
Weppy
re-enters and heads down. Up on this marsh cave split was Sarda. Gave the ruby. Wappy's going to try to raid a floating fortress here. You can get some of the shards. They're called forces. Those are random as well. Gets an eye encounter. He's got to like seeing that as he continues his 3 light warrior strategy.
Ooh, that is a paper eye as well. So if you can find a trap tile, that's the one to go for. There you go, Tarnan. Tarnan saw the ribbon, walked away, and I thought he was crazy, but he came right back to it.
Gotta like seeing that. The ribbon's not incentivized in this flag set.
No, it's not.
So they are loose, and they are valuable. 3 green Medusa fight for Weppy. He's going to like seeing that. He's gaining a little bit of momentum here. Tarnan's he's still at 10 shards. He hasn't gotten any since he took out the Fiend. That was a little bit ago, but he's stalling out a little bit, allowing the other Mighty Ducks to quack up a little bit as well and make some noise.
So the really tough decision here is when you find that tail, you want to so badly go back to Bahamut so that you can start building the best sword in the game. An iron gold trap tile in the frost trap in Ice Cave, and they look invincible. And they're hitting like iron golds typically hit.
Romulus is adjusting the heal 3 shot. The Mazmoon, Louis wields the Mazmoon, 4 hits, 4 damage into the iron gold. You got to get out of this, don't you?
I think you're
he
right.
can't. It's unrunnable. That's right. Iron Golds are always unrunnable. Oh, boy. He's putting all his bags on the Mazmoon wielder with a temper. 3 hits, 3 damage from the fighter. This might be trouble for Bulletproof here. Down goes the fighter. He gets one of the Gauls, but the Gauls takes out Louis. He's down to the Black Mage.
If he's got Zap works on iron golds. I don't know that
Brack.
He does. Brack, maybe. We'll Hail Mary attempt. The problem is, even if he wins this, he still has to get all the way out with just a solo Black Mage, but unfortunately, there goes the
Not going to matter. He's going to leave. And you know what? We talked about that, Falconic. You can't see that coming, but you got to move on. You got to have a short memory, and you got to forget about that. You just got to let it go. You keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, how many shards did I get? How many forces did I get? What was in there? Was it worth my time? And you move on.
Well, yeah. I agree with that 97%. The problem is that he found a ribbon in there, so unfortunately back down to 1 ribbon. And that's a fight. Everything else in there seemed pretty tame. That was a trap tile that you can skip. Of course, you're giving up a single treasure chest by doing that. But you could skip it and then clear out the rest of the floors. I think if I were in that position, I'm going right back in because everything else was manageable. But yeah, I could also see just, you know what, I'll make a note of that. The ribbon's nice. I'll come back for it. But let's see what else is out there. I haven't explored everything else just yet. It's not a bad play. You can argue for both choices.
Yeah. Shadow Walker has lost his Black Mage Bill again. It's up to Ted to have an excellent adventure. Takes out the Mana Core group. Level 16, 17, 18 for his 2 warriors.
Starting to get up there. We talked about it, yeah.
Do you adjust here? Do you maybe go with this 2 group? It's what he's doing, it looks like. Interesting.
This 2 group, no. I'm okay with writing it out for now, but no. Black Mage, you want tempers and fast. You can't not have that.
Romulus gets the crystal from the King of Canaria, immediately turns it into Matoya the Witch, which was the visit to Lefane. I think that's the first visit to Lefane that we've seen. And there's that dilemma that you were talking about. That's the tail. Magic defense, upgrade, black belt. I want this. I want to use the dragon armor. It's almost a conundrum.
Yeah, it is. That's weird, though. An alternate theory that you could put into play here. Let's say they do go ahead and class change, and you dig up all 3 ribbons, and you do a ribbon on Dewey, Louie, and Sorge. If you have a fighter that is class change, has dragon armor, has Aegis shield, has a pro ring on, it's not 100% like a ribbon, but it's darn close. And in that scenario, you're not losing anything by class changing early with the black belt. But it really relies on those 3 ribbons.
Tarnin's up to 11 shards. Wappy gets a force out of the earth-guarded original rod-blocked floor from Earth Cave, and the trap tile was 3 Agamas and a red giant.
That's a huge trap tile. Again, if you just made it your intention to spend 10 minutes to grind that, you're going to have some black belts that are going to carry you through the rest of the game.
Wappy takes out somebody.
I didn't see if there was anyone there. I think he just walked through the door.
I think he just walked through the door as well. I didn't catch it. Does Wappy have the...
I don't think we've seen the rod yet.
I have not. There's the rod on Shadow Walker's side. So the rod has been located by at least one player. I would think that Wappy has it. I'm not sure where that came from.
If he's making the jump into here, yeah.
Okay. And our apologies, fans. A lot to follow here. I'm trying to see the force counts, by squeezing in and trying to get the counts here and get that. But I still think Tarnin holds a small lead as far as that status quo.
Yeah, Tarnin's definitely in the lead for Shard. There's no doubt about that. I haven't had a chance to see what type of gear he's got, how that situation's working out. If he's anything like Rom, then he's definitely in the lead.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. Wappy, though, taking out those 2 fiends, I like the pace he's on. I truly think that I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we, and I hate to say this, if one of the ducks just runs away with this. Something just goes their way and they capitalize at the right time and they just put the foot to the
big trouble
pedal and just go.
Shadow Walker is stun locked by the Wizards. The Wizards wipe Shadow Walker. Another perishment, Falconic. It's demoralizing.
It definitely doesn't feel good. Shadow, he can overcome this though. We've seen enough games from him to know that it just takes that one thing to go his way. And maybe he's the one I was talking about. It could be we said it earlier. Tarnin made the wrong move early. But he corrected and he came back and we're over here saying he's in first place now. Shadow could do that same move here. Something can go his way. He can decide, you know what, I'm just going to take a risk and it could pay out. He can go from 4th to 1st like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past either of these 4 players. We've watched them extensively. We've played with them extensively. We've played co-op, me and you against Tarnin and his preferred tag team partner, Lord Fizzlebeat. And we were neck and neck the entire way. These guys can all play this game. And I wouldn't put it past any of them to run away, against anybody.
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, we beat them in that game just to
yes, we did. Of course we did. Yeah. Team 4 pulled the game changers.
They're good. They're good.
They're good.
Romulus taking a page out of Wappy's book. He's going to try his hand at taking out Carrie there. Don't think it was too deadly. And as I say that, Carrie whacks Dewey down to the floor. Slow 2 going out.
Slow 2?
Nice.
I like it.
I don't know it's needed because Carrie isn't hitting super hard.
300 damage.
300 damage going out. She's hitting 5 hits. Okay, slow 2 is not such a bad idea. What is Wappy doing? Okay, just a little bit of frame loss there. I thought he was sitting still.
Falcona, going back to, gosh, it was mid to late July. We kind of started this, Falcona. Me, Moist Mogwai, yourself, we were on the first call, the first ever new player match. Shadow Walker was in there, Tarnin was in there. And we had like a dozen players show up, and we were kind of like, okay,
all right,
let's do it again next week. And then more people showed up. Then a couple people, had obligations, and then next thing you know, we have double-digit players for 2 months. And these are four of the monsters that we may have created, my friend.
Yeah. I think you said it right there. We started the new player race a couple months ago, and it's the summer wave of FFR participants.
Right.
We've seen such growth over the past couple of months. And the downside of that is we've seen such growth that it's brought out people that I don't think I stand a chance against. So here I sit for the new tournament, for the new league, just sitting in the commentary booth and having a good time.
Yeah, we'll sit back and have our beverages, hang out with Mr. Versetti, perhaps Zardia, the leader of Team Vorpal and the Moist Mogwais and Rainbow Poogles. One thing of note, Shadow Walker just picked up something called FAST. It's called Fast. It's the item shuffled magic that was the defense sword. So it's equipable and you can do damage with it and such. Except to cast the Fast spell now, something to keep an eye on potentially later in the game.
It does, and something really, really nice about that is it is an item magic, but it's not like the power gauntlet you would see in the regular game where it can only be cast on the person that used it. Anybody will be able to use that item and apply that fast to another party member. So all of a sudden, that discussion we had about, do you go ahead and Dan the Black Mage, keep him dead? And I said, oh, definitely not. You need fast and tempered. Now maybe you start to get a little bit more options on who you keep alive or who you don't.
I'd like to welcome Game Boy F9 showing up in the chat. Always a pleasure to have Game Boy here and all the hard work he's done with our community and certainly here at Randomania and so many other communities and everything. Game Boy F9, one of the gentlemen that makes this possible for us to bring you these shows, for these great players to compete. And so we'd certainly like to thank him for that. And you, the fans especially, for bringing us into your home tonight here. Final Fantasy Randomizer action. We'll be back tomorrow. It's going to be, I think it's our last new player race, Falconic, 6:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
It is for the foreseeable future here while we kind of start up on the league. But I get the feeling that after the league ends and we bring the new player showcase back, we're going to bring in the new, or we'll call them the winter wave, as it were, of new players.
Oh, great. More people to beat me.
See, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as more people to commentate for.
There you go. Kraken has been located. This is the first that I've seen of Kraken. Has been located from Shadow Walker. He gets rewarded with 7 lobsters.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
But if he can take Kraken out, which again can oftentimes be a huge no thank you, that's going to be 4 shards. And right now I think Tarnin's the only one to clear 2 full rows of shards. He's sitting at 12 last I saw. So Shadow needs this.
Yeah, I think a need would be a good word for that. And if Tarnin digs out some of those fiends, he could start to extend a little bit here. And the one, Romulusus Falconic, the guy's bulletproof. That's what we call him here. I just see him coming. I can feel him coming, and he does these things that you just don't see. And he just comes up, and the next thing you know, you're eating his dust. Yeah. With me, I ate it. I ate it 2 weeks ago, and I've still got it in my teeth.
Rom's that kid that you played checkers with in 4th grade who looked to be making all these weird moves, and you're over there scoffing at him like, why would you put that piece in the corner? And the next thing you know, you're getting triple, quadruple, quintuple jumped by the same person. You just throw your pen up in the air and just quit life. He strategizes, and it's not until he decides to make his move are you able to then go back and go, oh, okay, that's how he did it.
And to even more credit to Romulusus, I've had a few conversations with the gentleman as well. He's the 3rd person that I know of, the original being Will Bloodworth, who studies their opponents.
Yep.
Will Bloodworth did that to great success in the first tournament. Someone named Will Cleosis did that to unexpected success recently in the 2nd tournament. And Romulusus studies his opponents, and he uses his knowledge, and however it is that he's doing it, I don't know, but everything he's doing is working.
It's working out really well. While we were debating and talking there and making and checkers joke and all that, Shadow Walker found Kraken, immediately bracked Kraken, and just like that picked up 4 shards. Is that the move that we were talking about that's going to vault him back into this race?
It very well could be, but does he know it? Because I don't think he does, and I don't think he can. I think he might. I would, in this scenario, be like, I've died so many times. I've gone in here, died, not gotten anything out of it. I
Mhm.
need to do something and make up for it with Wizards. Say Hags have
Wizards
crack?
crack.
Where did that come from?
I don't know,
Dazzle? He's it happened again.
that feels really, really bad. So is that crack on the Medusa script?
I think so.
We saw it from the Karachnids, and we see it there. We see it yet again. You know what my move is if I'm Shadow, though? If he truly is feeling behind, he just bracked Kraken. What
Okay.
other fiend is susceptible to brack that we have instant access to 1/4 deep?
The lady?
Mhm.
Tiamat?
I would be heading right there. It's a 1/4 deep dungeon. You know, it's straight to the Bridge of Destiny. The chance that you can go in there and in a matter of 10 minutes pick up 10, I would say, free shards because of meme strats. That's where I'd be going. We'll see if he remembers that, though.
We'll see if he makes that move. I never thought of there's the ribbon pickup for Shadow Walker. He gets that as he tries to get momentum back. Wappy has moved on. Wappy's got 13 shards that was able to catch. Meanwhile, the Wizards are giving it to Rom now. The Wizards got somebody earlier. It might have been Rom, and he's down to the Black Mage.
Mm-hmm.
This is critical for Romulusis. Nope.
It's just not going to work out. It's things like that, though, that are going to make it to where other members that might be a little bit behind are going to make their way and start catching back up. Mm-hmm. Shadow's already, I think we've seen 4 or 5 wipes. That makes at least 2 to 3 for Rom that I've seen. Tarnin just chugging along there. He's got that dangerous Karachnid on the screen, though. We'll see how that works out. And it's gone.
Is Tarnin our leader here at this point? If we had to pick one, you have to pick one. Is it Tarnin?
I've got him neck and neck with Rom.
Okay.
Yeah, Rom's got the Mazmoon, which it's okay. Mm-hmm. Looking at the key items and the NPCs he's talked to, I've got him neck and neck. Rom just picked up another 2 shards there from killing Lich. And if I saw that right, he's got 2 4 rows. Is he at 12?
He's right in that area, yes. I guess I like Tarnin's position because he's got these shards, and I'm talking progression-wise as far as getting to that final dungeon where it is only 1 floor. He doesn't have any fiend speed. If he runs into them, that's gonna add up real fast. So I guess I'm kind of looking at it like that. If he gets there, of course. I think that Tarnin might be able to do some real damage here.
You hope so. Then again, it could turn out that he could find the fiends and think, oh, I'm doing so well on shards already. I don't need to take these unnecessary fights. I'll just keep going.
Shadow Walker has Bill down on 1 knee. He's lost Bill many times. He perished 2 times. Probably nearly a half a dozen times, but he's able to get away from this one. I think he's in the top of Marsh. Nope. He's back in the Sea Shrine floor, and he's got that Wizard Sahag fight again.
Just unrunnable, just here to waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
Wiz Sahag had crack as well?
Yes.
So on top of being annoying, it's also deadly. So we'll see how it works out for him here. But
another force pickup from Wappy. That's 14 for Wappy I was able to catch. 24. He's over halfway there.
So Wappy's looking pretty good here too. Although he does have 2 fiends, it's the two shard fiends. So if he comes across Kraken and Tiamat, like you were just mentioning about Tarnin having that advantage, that goes the same for Wappy. I wouldn't put him out of being considered for first place here.
Wappy burning off encounters. He's going to turn in that ruby. We're going to see the contents of the 4 chests here. Will anything come out of this? Can he get 2 free shards that you just don't really see coming? Maybe the Mystic Key is out there floating around. Who knows? How about a Pro Ring? An Invis 2 stick. Okay.
There we go. I was just saying I saw that in the race earlier. That's a fantastic pickup. You know who'd love to have that would be Shadow Walker, but unfortunately Evasion doesn't block Crack that took out 3 of his guys in the last fight, and look what we're fighting again.
Cremate the Wizard Sahags. Cremate again from the Red Sahags. Shadow Walker's able to get it off a nice 3. He's going to take out the Reds, but can he get past the 2 Wizards with just Bill down on 1 knee? Can this excellent adventure is over?
Nope. It's a fantastic build-up, but the end result is, no, he can't.
The links are in the chat from the leader. of Final Fantasy Randomizer and the leader of the Game Changers team, Vorpal Zardia. Feel free to join myself, Wickliosis, Falconic FF. Give us a follow. Tune in sometime if you'd like to watch us do my practice run. Oftentimes you'll be playing a game, Falconic, and I'll join in and we'll talk strategy or just kind of shoot it or and just really have a good time. If anyone ever likes to join us, please stop on by.
Oh yeah, please do. It's I'd say this community is about 95% just camaraderie and hanging out, and 5% competitiveness and trying to best each other. But
right,
fun times, almost guaranteed.
Romulus returned. He went back. He went back to the ice cave. He dug out the ribbon. Is he going to continue? It looks like he's gonna.
I like it. That should. So Rom now knows, or I think he knows the location of all 3 ribbons. We'll see though. Bottom right, Wappy fighting Tiamat. That's going to be 4 shards if he could do it.
You said this, Falconic. You said when you feel pretty good, use the spells. He's using fast and the Mazmoon to slice in. 10 hits, 116 from the Mazmoon, not too good. 12 hits for 71. Get these shards, get him in the middle, reevaluate your situation maybe. Basically exactly what you said is exactly what Wappy's doing.
Yeah, I'd like to see Shadow do that because he was the first one to kind of make that bold move to say, okay, I found Kraken's floor. This is deadly. I'm going to go for it anyways. And it paid off.
Yep.
So I would have liked to have seen him go straight towards the other 4. But what's up?
18 shards for Wappy. Killing Tiamat just made that much of a difference. That's what Falconic talked about. He's 6 away, I believe, from having entrance into the Temple of Fiends Revisited, which is 1 floor. 2 Fiends Revisited and the alternate final boss, one of 4 different formations. We've talked about 2 Warmechs and their buddies. We've talked about the Fun Dead. We also have Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, I think, is the one that it's the second best that you can see. I still contest that Chaos and Friends is probably the easiest one because at the end of the day, it's really just Chaos. Double Dragon's pretty easy, can be deadly, of course. But yeah, Double Warmech, no thanks. And Fun Dead Pack, no. No thank you. But then again, Harm 4 Gauntlets to bring to that fight.
Yep. That Invis 2 stick, to my knowledge, Wappy's the only one to turn in that ruby. I think Wappy's might be the only one that really, I don't even know where the ruby came from, to be completely honest. Vorpal pick up for Wappy. Watch Wappy's screen. That Vorpal's going to start glowing. You can feel, there it goes. The energy. That Invis 2 stick could be all the difference here in the future. We're going to see if he's able to utilize it.
It's huge. It's essentially like having a white mage in your pocket. And I'm sure you're still lacking life in life 2, but yeah, Invis 2 and unlimited casts of it, yes. Huge.
There's those wizards again for Romulus. Romulus is handling them better than he did the last couple times he faced them. Dispatches of them. They're gone. He's going to check a few more chests here. No one else has checked this ice cave area.
No, not yet.
An extra force and a ribbon.
Ribbon's in there. Force. Is he going to... Nope. He's not going to bother checking the middle chest there, the eye guarded chest. So trap tile unseen, unless I missed it.
I think he has warp charges now. He went back when he had warp charges. I believe, yeah. I know Wappy's got warp charges. He's been using them well. I think that might have pulled Wappy ahead here, maybe. We can get a look at Tarnan's screen. When he pauses, we could see a number on the forces here. Mr. Versetti doing all our tracking, also trying to update us on the status quo of what you need, the 24 loose items to get into the final dungeon.
But here's the problem with that, though. You can be the fastest person to get into TOF, and it's not going to make a lick of difference if you can't do anything while you're there. So I don't mind seeing some of the runners here that aren't in necessarily sprint mode to light all 24. I like seeing the guys that are taking the smart fights along the way, that are double dipping back into areas that have the items that they think they're going to need to make that push into TOF. Romulus wiping an ice cave, but deciding to go back to get the ribbon to potentially get something else. That's a smart move.
Shadow Walker's doing it, Falconic. You said it earlier. You said, you know what? I would go to Tiamat here fairly soon when I feel comfortable with it. Tiamat, excuse me. He's at level 16 right now, 18. He's looking to get 4 shards, and that's going to really vault him up a lot too, just like it did Wappy.
Yeah, there's just no reason not to. It's a first floor dungeon. Excellent fights on the bridge there, barring Warmech. you're going to gain a couple levels, and then it's a fiend that you could potentially kill with a single cast of Brack. 4 shards as the result of it. It's just, I think it's the smartest play on the board.
Runs into some bad men. They've been some bad men lately in a lot of seeds. They got me the other day.
Bad men are not fun. I'm not a fan of them at all.
Here we go. Shadow Walker against Tiamat. Let's see how many shards this is going to give him. This go too fast. It'll be right around. He'll have 17 shards if he's able to light this orb.
Oh, he's
Brack.
doing the Bane and the Brack strats. I love it.
Ineffective off the first shot. Tiamat fires fire 2. There's Bane from the Bane stick. That's ineffective. He's got a backup plan with 3 hits, 3 damage from the fighter. Insta-kill. That's the play right here, Falcon. There's Brack. That's no good.
Yeah, I'm not relying on attacks whatsoever. Just Bane and Brack, and if it doesn't work, hit that reset button. Just make the walk right back up the bridge. It's very, very little time wasted.
Down goes Ted. Another Brack fired from Shadow Walker. That's ineffective. He's not giving up. Continues to attack physically, but that's not going to do it. Sleep? Tiamat, he doesn't care. Here comes another Brack. Broken into pieces. Shadow Walker takes out Tiamat. He steps away from lighting that orb. 17 shards now for Shadow Walker. Does this energize him? Does this get him going after all those wipes?
It has to. You've got to feel pretty good about it. In their practicing, or their practice runs before this, they were averaging, coming close to lighting all of their shards or their orb at about the 110 to 120 mark. That's when they started to close that gap. And he found himself struggling early, but yet here he is short of 110, and he's already 2/3 of the way there. I think he's feeling pretty good.
Enemies have been tough. Wizards have caused problems. Wappy is 1 or 2 too short. He needs 2 more for access. Romulus's is 2 short. No, he's not even close.
No.
Romulus's has 14 shards. Wappy's 2 short. Tarnin's got to be in the area as well. But Rom's about to take out Kraken. That's going to give him 4 more. So that'll be 17.
Yep. So heal 3. I think we saw heal 3
shirts.
You've got Invis 2 stick. It's almost like having a 5th light warrior. You've got the white mage that wasn't granted to you from the pick. So yeah, get your levels. You've got your gear. Consider maybe class changing to get the knight to be able to take some hits. I wouldn't be surprised if we see somebody dive into FFR and try to, get that good routing, whether it's left or right. We really have no idea. Let's see if we can get our way in there and just make something happen.
I have a question, Falconic.
What's up?
Have we seen Temple of Thieves?
Not yet.
That's a little bit of a problem, no, isn't it? Mr. Versetti, Tracker, Czar, Game Boy. Have we?
I'm trying to think what location we haven't been to. We've seen
think it's
the Rod
Barry.
block. We've seen the Q block.
Have we been to the original Castle Ordeals? I do not have that on my.
Yeah. One of the players is there right now.
Okay. We've been to the Oxyale block.
Yeah, we have. Yep.
Okay.
Mirage Tower.
The chime. Tarnin's got the chime. Wappy's got the chime. They haven't turned it in yet?
I don't know. Czar's pointing it out in chat, and as he's saying that, I'm kind of racking my brain. What haven't we seen? What haven't we seen? I don't know that we've seen anyone walk there yet. And it wouldn't surprise me. We said that minutes ago, that the game just loves to bury something good, something necessary in that Mirage Tower. So to have that happen yet again doesn't surprise me one bit. Romulus is making the trek up to Bahamut. He's going to go ahead and class change, and I think it's the ribbons that are allowing him to do this. If you have the ribbon count like he does, it negates any downside of having those black belts turn into masters early. So fantastic move. Now he's got a knight that can take just a
Dragon
beating.
armor.
Yeah, take a beating. Aegis Shield was found, but he doesn't have it.
I don't think he's got the Vorpal. He needs that.
He certainly would want to have the Vorpal there, especially since you can throw that piece of junk Masman on anyone else.
Yeah,
Mr.
anybody,
Floyd.
yeah.
So the heal 3 shirt ended up being the black shirt, so it's equipable by the black wizard.
Well, it's even better. It means you can move the opal bracelet, and you can have a viable warrior in one of the masters, at least one.
And he did just that, moves the opal bracelet down to the second black belts. Now he's got a full team here. Still don't know that I agree about going with 4 Light Warriors, but he's undefeated and I'm not, so who am I to pick apart his game?
Tarnin's undefeated streak on the line here against really his closest peers that have played the same amount of time, played nearly the same amount of games, the same type of games. Undefeated is on the line right now. Tarnin's got an orb now. He just got 2 more shards. I'm trying to see where he's at. He's got to be getting close too. I think he's missing 1. Either that or it's 7. I think Wappy's our leader, Falconic.
Yeah, he's got 2 ribbons. His levels look good. He's got the Mazza and the Vorpal. He's got the Chime. So when he does get the last, if he doesn't already have it, the last force there, make our dive over into Mirage, if that indeed turns out to be TOFR, and he can start taking looks. Who knows? It could be the easiest TOFR, and he can just breeze right through it.
We've had those. We've had ones where we had to leave and go to 50. Remember those?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Romulus is on the bridge of destiny, headed toward Tiamat to try and start to round up that shard count or forces count. Valkata, take it away.
Rom's making his way up to Tiamat, so I do believe Game Boy F9 asking if he beat Kraken. I believe so. So 4 shards from that one here. Coming up, he's about to have another 4 shards. So Romulus, who we were just talking about being hovering around the 14, 15 mark, going to add 8 very, very quickly. Tarnin at the top right, running into those Karachnids. Not a fun sight to see. Takes out Punch, takes out Noir. He's down to 2, and we have a Tiamat pull here on Rom's side. We'll see if we can get this pulled off. Argoyles are the wizard trap tiles there in Marsh. Yeah, not my best friends. And we have Lich coming here in just a moment from Tarnin. So 2 fiends on your screen at once. You've got Wappy, who is just, I think, 1 or 2 away from wrapping this one up and figuring out where he needs to go. He is about to check that Mirage location for us. We're going to find out real soon if it is TOFR. Romulus looks like he's building up, not going with the insta-kill strats. He's just going to go ahead and buff up the fighter who Tiamat quickly puts asleep. So that's not going to work out too well for you. All right, so is Mirage Tower TOF? We'll find out. He's not stepping in. He's burning off an encounter, it looks like. Does he not have it? There it is. So yes, we did see access into Mirage earlier. So I don't know that this is where TOF is, because this is the Q block. So Mirage Tower ended up being the Q block.
I don't know where Temple of... I haven't seen it.
We've seen the C split. We've seen the Marsh split. Lefane was walked to, I think it was... Yes. Oh, where was... Lefane was Matoya, I believe.
Might be Cardia Swamp.
Could be.
We'll find out sometime soon. Shadow Walker's right there. He's looking at his notes, pausing a little bit. He's headed back to the Cardia Islands. Tarnin headed towards the original Castle Ordeals area.
Shadow Walker making his way through Ordeals, as you say that. Zardi in chat, yes, Deep Topher is turned on.
No, it's short. It's 1 floor.
Oh, no. I think he's referring to the Deep Topher flag for floor and entrance.
Yes, the original way it is. We have an option on FinalFantasyRandomizer.com to where you can have the Temple of Fiends be the first floor when you enter an entrance. And these guys didn't want to do that. I know we don't do that, Falconic. It can be as deep as possible for us. We like the challenge of it.
Yeah. There may or may not be a challenge seed floating around there from past, present, perhaps future, where Deep Topher is an enabled flag, and it is through the Sea Shrine split that leads to the Marsh split that led to the Rod block and the Q block all in one location, and Topher was behind. So Wappy looks like he's doing 3-man strats. Shadow looks like he's doing 3-man strats. The levels, I'm trying to see across the board if they're that much more than our top screen runners, seeing if they're ahead. It looks like we can get a little bit of a glimpse here on Shadow Walkers. I think he's hovering around 20, if not a
Shadow
little bit
Walker's
more.
19.
There it
Shadow
is.
Walker is 19. There's a
Wappy
Temple of
found it.
Fiends. Wappy's got it. Wappy's taking out Garland right now. And does he have... Is he there? He saves the princess.
What location was it at? Unfortunately, I did not see where he entered to find that.
Is it Ordeals? We apologize, fans. So much going on. Wappy at the 1 hour 17 and change mark. Enter the Temple of Fiends. One floor. You can go left or you can go right. There will be two fiends. It could be Kraken and Carry left, Tiamat and Lich on the right. You don't know. It will always be the same. So you can go right if you don't like it. You can come back through and go left. Same fiends. Nothing changes. They're the fiends revisited. Same shuffle spells. There's 3 nukes, Zap, Bane, Partridge, and a Pear Tree. Wappy elects to go to his menu.
Which way to his menu? Minochi confirming it was in Mirage. It was a couple floors down in Mirage. So through the Q block. He goes left, and Tiamat too.
He continues the 3 Light Warriors. He did not resurrect one of them. Uh-oh. He's got Absorb. 5 hits, 142, and he's hitting fairly hard. He gets the fast off after the attack. Heal 3's starting to heal, starting to adjust a little bit. Looking through, he's going to temper. Still with the 3 warriors. Really the only attack power it looks like he's got. 7 hits for 20.
This is where that Invis 2 stick would come in mighty handy. Heal 3's nice, but I'd rather not take a hit at all.
He's got it. Wappy's the only player.
Couldn't used to it. Yeah, he's doing it though.
4 hits, 4 damage isn't going to get it done from the black belt. There's stop. The black belt's paralyzed, but he wasn't doing any damage anyway. I don't think it matters. 10 hits, 769 from Wappy. Takes out the first fiend.
So what do you see now? You're hoping for Lich. If it turns out to be Kraken, guess which direction we're not going after a white?
If it's Kraken, I might even hit reset. I'd give it a shot, but...
I'd give it a good college try, but if anyone drops, it's Carry.
Carry.
Okay, so